You're here because a part of you is done playing small. You're done guessing, done hoping she notices, done letting attraction be a lottery where the house always wins. You're ready to own the room without performing, to speak and be listened to look at a woman you want and have her feel the shift inside her chest before you've said a word. The truth most men overlook is simple. Attraction isn't a mystery, it's a pattern. When you learn to direct attention, calibrate tension, and communicate value without bragging, you stop trying to convince and start letting her decide in your favor. The modern Casanova doesn't chase, he orchestrates. He doesn't overtalk, he frames. He doesn't hope, he invites. If what you've heard so far is shifting how you see yourself, stay with me until the end, because we're just getting started, and the moves you're about to learn will change how you approach women forever. First, understand the engine behind desire. Attention plus uncertainty, stabilized by trust. Women respond to men who can hold attention with presence, spark uncertainty with challenge, and build trust through consistency. Presence begins in your nervous system. You don't charm with words when your breath is shallow and your mind is telling you to perform. Exhale slowly. Let your shoulders fall. Soften your gaze without losing focus. When you step into a conversation, your body should read like a clean line. Grounded feet, relaxed jaw, still torso, movements that have a beginning and an end. Stillness signals self-command. Self-command signals safety. Safety allows her to feel. Your frame is the invisible container around the interaction. It's defined by how you interpret events and how quickly you return to center. She arrives late. You don't punish or plead. You observe. You smile once. You continue. A server messes up the order. Your face doesn't flinch. Someone interrupts. You pause, let the silence breathe, then reclaim the thread. You are the one who doesn't get pulled. That alone lifts you above most men. Attraction spikes when you communicate two things at once. I see you clearly, and I am not trying to win you. The first requires curiosity sharpened by standards. The second requires outcome independence. Curiosity isn't a checklist of questions. It's attention that tracks nuance. Notice her pace of speech, the temperature of her humor, the subtle shift when she mentions her family or her work. Name what you notice in clean language. You're quick, but you don't rush. Or, your eyes change when you talk about building things. You like control with a touch of risk. This lands because it shows you're awake. Standards are the skeleton under your words. When you have them, you never sell yourself. Your presence sells you. Speak from preference, not approval seeking. I like women who challenge ideas without turning it into a debate. Playful sharpness beats heavy cynicism. That's not a neg, that's a filter. Filters attract the right women by making your boundaries visible. Outcome independence isn't pretending not to care, it's caring about the right thing. You care about how you show up more than what happens tonight. That freedom reads as confidence. The paradox is real. The less you need her to validate you, the more she wants to be chosen by you. But you can't fake that. You build it by designing a life where your attention is already demanded. Mission, training, brotherhood, learning, creation. When your day is full of consequence, you don't overinvest in the first spark of chemistry. You stay curious, warm, and selective. That's the energy women call mysterious, but mystery is just responsible scarcity. You don't disappear to provoke. You remain focused on what matters, and she feels the difference. Let's get tactical with first contact. Whether you approach in person or initiate online, the same principle holds. Demonstrate calibration in the first 10 seconds. Calibration is your ability to match the intensity of the moment while leading it somewhere better. In person, open with something grounded and specific that orients both of you. No canned lines, no performative confidence. Commentary beats compliment. They engineered this place for people watching. Delivered with a small smile and relaxed posture is enough. If you do compliment, make it about energy, not body parts. You have that "I'm enjoying my own thoughts" look, rare. The key is the delivery. Slow, light pressure, unconcerned with the outcome. Online, remove the interview energy. Skip, "Hey, and how's your day?" Send a micro frame that invites play without chasing. 2 truths and 1 trap about you. You love well-timed sarcasm, you read before sleep, and you hate olives. What did I get wrong? She feels your mind engaging without demand. Once inside a conversation, run the simple ladder. Notice, name, nudge. Notice something real, name it cleanly. Nudge the thread forward with a small challenge or invitation. You're scanning the room while pretending not to. You like to know the whole terrain before you commit to one point. Let me make it easy. Pick between unexpected and comfortable. She chooses unexpected. You switch locations inside the venue or shift the topic to something alive. You're not performing. You're guiding. Add the second ladder when the vibe is warm. Tease, test, time-bound touch with consent. Tease gently with specificity. You argue for sport. Test with a small request that reveals her responsiveness. Hold that thought. Tell me your most controversial skill in 5 words. Time-bound touch with explicit consent is powerful because it communicates respect and leadership. I'm going to move you a step this way so people quit bumping you. Cool? Your hand guides for 2 seconds, then leaves. You just gave her the experience of being protected and respected. Desire likes both. Voice is a weapon most men never sharpen. Speak from your diaphragm, not your throat. Drop the last syllable slightly when you make a statement. Lift it gently when you invite a response. Insert deliberate micro-pauses after your key sentences. Pauses do the heavy lifting your words can't. When you pause, your eyes hold hers without strain, your mouth soft, your body still. She will feel the signal. You're comfortable in unfilled space. That reads as power. Avoid filler language that dilutes authority. Kind of, sort of, maybe, I guess. Replace with precise language. I like, I prefer. I'm not into that. That works. When you ask questions, avoid interrogations. Use expansion prompts. Tell me more about the part you almost skipped. Or, what do you wish people would stop assuming about you? These reveal depth and create a pocket of intimacy quickly. Your eyes set the tone. Deploy the triangle gaze. Shift between her right eye, left eye, and mouth slowly while she speaks. Then return to eye contact. Not as a trick. Do it as a way to communicate, I'm fully here and I'm enjoying you. Manage blink rate. Slower blinks calm the interaction. Keep your chin parallel to the ground. Tilted head up looks arrogant. Tilted down looks submissive. Parallel reads as grounded. Minimize self-grooming gestures, rubbing your neck, adjusting your shirt, fidgeting with your glass. Each one leaks anxiety. Replace with decisive movements. A still hand that points, a glass that meets your lips once every few sentences. A lean in when the room gets loud. A lean back when you want her to come forward. Let her invest physically by stepping closer or touching your forearm while laughing. When she does, acknowledge with a micro smile and continue. You don't react like it's a big deal. It's normal in your world. Now let's amplify value without bragging. You do this through frames, not flexes. Frames are the stories you believe about yourself and the world that leak into your language. Speak like a man who belongs wherever he is, who chooses his experiences carefully. Use language that reflects standards and curiosity about quality. I'm picky with people and places. I take one great conversation over 5 average nights. Talk about what you build, not what you consume. I'm learning X because I want Y result. Make your time feel structured but not rigid. I can do 30 minutes before I meet a friend. Or, we have a window, let's make it count. That kind of constraint signals your life is bigger than this moment, but you're fully in it while you're here. Women respond to men who have a life and can make space, not men who have nothing but space. Challenge is not cruelty, it's engagement with a backbone. Introduce light resistance that rewards playfulness and discourages low-effort energy. If she tests you with mild sarcasm, don't defend, agree, and escalate. You're trouble. True, but organized trouble. If she withholds effort, don't chase. Reset the frame. I like full sentences, give me a second line. If she's in her head, pull her into her senses. Pause, clock the room, 3 details you like that you wouldn't notice on a screen. She laughs, she names the details, and she slips into presence with you. You lead her out of static into dynamic, and that contrast is addictive. Texting is logistics and emotional cadence. Keep messages short, warm, and intentional. Use callback hooks from your live conversation. Your organized trouble comment is now canon. Avoid the endless ping-pong of shallow exchanges. Move toward a plan with specificity and choice. Tuesday or Thursday, 7:15. Wine bar with the hidden courtyard or the place with the ridiculous grapefruit spritzers? 2 options, 1 decision, minimal friction. If she reschedules, treat it like weather. Acknowledge, reframe, reset. Life happens. I'm in motion this week. Shoot me 2 windows you can keep and we'll lock 1. Do not text to fish for reassurance. You never ask, are you still interested? You watch for investment signals, timely replies, question asking, initiating topics, sending photos of things you joked about. Reward investment with warmth. Don't punish with coldness. Your energy is steady, not reactive. The first date is a choreography of context, pace, and pressure. Choose a venue that does the work for you. Warm lighting, moderate noise, seating that allows you to angle at 45 degrees before moving side by side. Easy path to a second location within walking distance. Start standing if possible. Standing keeps energy mobile and reduces the interview frame. Transition to sitting after 5 to 10 minutes when the rhythm has formed. Control the environment without theatrics. We'll sit there, less traffic, better for conspiracies. The word conspiracies makes her smile. But what matters is the leadership. Order simply and decisively. Ask her if she has preferences once, then decide. Keep your phone out of sight. Let your attention be an uninterrupted beam. Throughout, run the dynamic range of tone. Playful to grounded, light to revealing, teasing to sincere. Let silence punctuate the shifts. When attraction is established, name it lightly without turning it into negotiation. You're distracting. Then continue the thread you were on. Escalation is ethical when it's attuned and spoken aloud. Your job is to sense what's happening and give it clean language. I like this pace. Stay on this side. I want you close. I'm thinking about kissing you. I'll wait until you're ready. The last sentence is not a tactic. It's a declaration that respects her agency while expressing your desire. Consent spoken with a steady voice is not unromantic. It's magnetic because it builds trust while keeping tension alive. If you sense hesitation, you slow down or stop, not because you're afraid to break the moment, but because you value the person in front of you more than the goal. That is the key difference between a boy playing games and a man in command. When she feels that, she relaxes into the moment, and paradoxically, the green lights often multiply. Let's address tests and flakiness. Tests are checks for congruence. She wants to know if your confidence is real or conditional. If she makes a sharp comment, you don't collapse or counterattack. You hold shape and keep it light. Noted, you're spicy tonight. If she delays replies, you don't spiral into neediness. You maintain your rhythm. Then when she returns, you return without complaint. If she flakes twice without a real reason, you remove your availability. I like momentum. If the timing lines up later, you know where to find me. That message is not spite, it's clarity. You don't audition for someone who isn't showing up. Your attention is a premium currency. Spend it where it compounds. Status is not what you wear or who you know. It's your behavior under pressure. Pressure is any moment your emotions surge. Rejection, a comment you don't like, a delay, a misunderstanding. Your practice is to slow your breath, soften your face, and lengthen your response time by 1 beat. That 1 beat is the difference between a man who reacts and a man who decides. In that beat, you ask one question: what outcome do I want to create? If it's connection, you choose language that builds a bridge. If it's a boundary, you choose language that closes a door. I don't talk like that. If you want to reset, I'm here. If not, I'm heading out. Delivered calmly, this never reads as drama. It reads as a man who refuses to live below his standards. Let's talk looks, because pretending they don't matter is naive. Grooming is not vanity. It's respect for yourself and the interaction. Pick a simple masculine uniform that flatters your frame. Tailored, not tight. Darker tones for evening. Clean lines and minimal branding. Shoes speak first. Invest there. Fragrance is a signature, not a fog. 1 to 2 sprays, pulse points done. Hair should look intentional, not complicated. Nails clean, skin cared for, beard line sharp if you wear one. These details are micro-signals that add up to a feeling you're put together without trying hard. That feeling supports everything you say and do. Your lifestyle either reinforces or undermines your magnetism. A man without a mission becomes a collector of moments. A man with a mission becomes the organizer of moments. Build an engine that pulls you forward. Training that challenges your body. Work that demands growth. Learning that stretches your mind. Time with men you respect. Solitude that sharpens focus, and occasionally, nothing. Space where your mind can wander and integrate. When your schedule reflects intention, you stop needing every interaction to fill a void. You show up full. Full men don't grasp, they invite, they allow, they lead. If your past has dents, breakups that shook your self-belief, rejections that made you minimize yourself, use them as raw material. Forgive yourself for every moment you shrank. The only apology you owe is behavioral. Raise your standards and keep them raised. Conduct a quick audit. Where do you over-explain? Where do you accept chaotic energy because you're afraid to lose attention? Where do you pretend to agree to avoid tension? Decide today that your attention is not available to disrespect, inconsistency, or contempt. Attraction thrives where respect lives. You can be warm and ruthless at the same time. Warm with people, ruthless with your standards. Now, a word about humor. It lubricates reality. Dry, observational humor beats slapstick when you want to signal intelligence. Aim for contrasts and reframes. If the bartender asks for your name for the order, you can deadpan, "It's most responsible, but I'll answer to your name." That tiny line signals ease without trying. Laugh easily, but not at everything. Let your smile arrive slowly. Slow smiles are remembered. And when she makes a joke, reward her. "That's actually good," delivered with eye contact and a half smile, tells her you see her wit and you value it. On boundaries in intimacy, lead, narrate, and listen to the body language beneath the words. "I like to move slowly at first. Tell me if you want slower or faster." This is power used with care. It builds a bridge between your desire and her comfort. Keep your room in order. Environment is foreplay. Clean sheets, low light, water by the bed, scent that is present but quiet. These are the behaviors of a man who expects beauty and prepares for it. You never pressure. You never negotiate intimacy. You invite, you sense, you honor yes and no with the same grounded energy. Consent is the sexiest language because it says, "You're safe with me," and safety is what allows desire to burn hot without fear. If your interactions feel stuck at friendly, introduce edge. Edge is that faint heat under your calm. Use intentional asymmetry. Hold eye contact one heartbeat longer after she finishes a sentence, then glance at her mouth, then back to her eyes. Speak slower as you move closer. Lower your voice by half a step as you tease. Say things that are true and a little dangerous in their honesty. "You're distracting, and I'm fine with that for a while." You're not exploding past boundaries. You're painting the possibility with your voice and your presence. She feels the invitation without being cornered. You don't need 1,000 techniques. You need a handful you execute with precision. Here is your condensed operating system. Breathe low and slow. Move with beginnings and endings. Speak with precision and pauses. Notice, name, nudge, tease, test, time-bound touch with consent. Frame everything with standards. Challenge lightly. Lead logistics with options. Reward investment. Withdraw from chaos. Keep your mission central. Dress like the man you want to be seen as. Laugh in a way that reveals ease. Set boundaries calmly. Escalate only when the air between you says yes. If you run this system, your results will change because you will change. Women respond to who you are being before they respond to what you say. If this is hitting something inside you, drop your thoughts below. I read every single one, and your questions shape future lessons. And if you know a brother who needs to hear this, someone who has the heart but keeps fumbling the delivery, send this to him today. Don't keep it to yourself. Iron sharpens iron. You may be wondering how to start tomorrow. Keep it simple. Pick one habit and one behavior. Habit: 5 minutes of breath work before you leave the house or before you enter a venue. Inhale 4 counts, hold 4, exhale 6 to 8, hold 2. Behavior: initiate one grounded conversation without speed or fluff. Commentary opener: light smile, slow delivery. Clear exit if the energy is off. Track the reps, not the outcomes. Outcomes follow reps like a shadow. The man with 20 grounded approaches in a month never worries about one conversation going sideways. He collected data. He sharpened calibration. He reinforced his identity as a leader. I'll leave you with a mental reframe that ends the guessing. Attraction is not about making her think you're impressive. It's about letting her feel that she is impressive when she's with you, while never shrinking your own fire. You set the stage where both of you can be more alive, more playful, more honest. You carry the responsibility for the tone. You choose to be the calm in the storm, the spark in the dull room, the standard in a sea of convenience. That is what it means to seduce with brains, to see clearly, to act cleanly, to build tension with generosity, to lead with warmth and certainty. If what you've learned today sharpened your edge, stay with me. This is chapter 1 of a much deeper method. Subscribe so you don't miss the next layers. Bring your questions to the comments, and if something here helped you step into your power, share it with a friend who's ready to rise. The modern Casanova isn't a character you play, it's a standard you live. Start now.